Hi, it's Red-Headed Riding Hood here, Red for short. This is part 2 on displacement, part 2. And this is really good, you guys. Listen. It is this way with thoughts. No man ever got rid of evil and unclean thoughts by simply saying, I will not think of this or that. The more he does that, the more, in fact, he concentrates his thoughts on the thing of which he does not wish to think. How do I know this? Don't you know this by experience? Red does. He can only get rid of the evil thoughts by thinking of something else. He must get a new interest, a new thought, a good thought. You cannot empty your mind. You must displace one thought with another. A good book about that is Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. And also, I have a purple book of hers. It's really good. I donated the one I had. I might have put it in a free library. The Secret Power of Speaking God's Word is about that too. Joyce Meyer book. It is this way with disappointment. A person may be disappointed in some hope. It is not enough simply to accept it. One hope must be displaced by another hope. This is, in fact, very largely what the psychologists mean by sublimination. When something vital is taken out of a man's life, the way to handle the situation is to displace the lost thing by something else, to give all the thought and energy which would have been given to a lost or unattainable thing to something else, not simply to leave an empty hole in life, but to displace the lost thing with some new interest and activity. It is this way with sorrow. The best way, perhaps the only way to forget one's sorrow, is to enter into the sorrow of someone else, to sit alone and to think and to remember and to brood and to resent will quite certainly make things worse. The only way in such a situation is to enter into someone else's tragedy. We will best bear our own sorrow by helping someone else to bear theirs. We ought to remember the principle of displacement. We will find that there is nothing which so effectively displaces one's own troubles as sharing those of someone else. And I have a story just came to my mind too that there's actually a poem about my cousin in my 7-story tree book, and it's called, what is it called? I don't know what it's called, but it's about my cousin died in a tragic accident, 2007. And my aunt, her mom, later, I think, and it probably helped with her healing from that, is she worked in the hospital with families that came in she volunteered with families that came into the emergency room. And it sounded like that was probably a healing thing for her. So anyway, so that's displacement. And I said about and it happened, and I feel like God did it a lot in my life, that I left my church, which was hard, and I went to another church, so that was displacement. I had a new church, but I didn't quite I didn't quite really fit in at the new church. I didn't really kind of find my niche at the new church, and then when I moved out of my ex's house, I was thrust into empty nest syndrome. But then in 2017, I started doing Airbnb, and that helped with the loneliness. That helped fill the void. And then when I left Georgia, is when I started doing YouTube more. But then the thing happened with the bullies, and I feel like that's why God said, and I get so upset, and I just want to just stop. I guess it's because I'm dramatic. I don't know. I'm rebellious. I get angry. I react, and God's been working on me. God's been working on me. And I just wanted to quit YouTube because of, the bullies and even them following me around from live. It was just awful. It snowballed, and, people I thought would stay my friends did not stay my friends. And it was just awful. I just wanted to quit YouTube. And, but I felt like I had just come back to God. So I was trying to reconnect with him. He never left me, but I wasn't staying in contact with him. They say the thing, if you feel far away from God, who moved? Well, I moved, and God came after me, like, after the lost sheep, like I felt like Jonah. I was swallowed by the whale. I was swallowed by the whale. And, but I felt like, no, God doesn't want you to quit YouTube. And I'm thankful that I didn't, because then I would have had no, it would have cut me off, because at that time I had been traveling around in my RV, and I had left my brothers, and my sister-in-law had passed away, and it would have been not good. And so God, I feel like God, the things happened in my life, and it's like, you're displaced, but this is gonna replace this. You got a new church to go to now, and now you got Airbnb, so you're not alone in this house. I'm moving out of my ex's house, and my teenage daughter stayed. How my exes and my oldest son, and and then you leave Georgia, and you got this YouTube community, and then this YouTube community does you dirty, and you got move on. You'll build a new YouTube community, and so that's how it's gone in my life. And so when I read this one, I was like, wow, yeah. So, displacement. God comes through. God came through for me, and he'll come through for you. Don't say that no one cares for you, because I do, and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. Bye. I'm going live tonight, 5:30. Bye.